What is that noise? Oh, doing YouTube in Nigeria can be very frustrating. For today's topic, we are going to be talking about budgeting. What budgeting is, what it comprises of. I also developed a budget template, which I mentioned in my former video that I was going to explain on. Yeah, this is a video where I'm going to explain all of that. The budget template is more or less what I use to guide my spending. Now, why I recommend the budget template for most 9-to-5ers is because it more or less relates to fixed income. This is what you're earning in a month and this is how you're spending your money. So it's not suitable for people that have multiple sources of income. I mean, you can use it because every month you have to more or less put a fixed amount of your income. If you have multiple streams of income, that would be very, in between. It wouldn't be the same every month. This budget template is more or less tailored to help 9-to-5ers and people that have a fixed income budget properly, know how much money they're spending and how much money they're saving. So I'm gonna highlight a couple of points on what to look out for and the reasons why I created this budget template. I'm also gonna make available down below for you to download for free. Yes, for free. Grab it while you can. Why you need to make a budget template. Number one is face the facts. This is more or less telling you need to track your spending and how much money you're saving. Usually people that try to track their spending start at the beginning of the month and they tend to use either, an app where you hook your cards to and the app more or less tells you how much you spend and how much you have left over. Or you could use the budget template that I just explained, which is what I use every month to track my expenses. Number two is decide on the saving percentage. You need to decide on what your goal is more or less. Even if it's the smallest amount, even if it's 10% of your salary, 5% of your salary, you need to make sure that money is going towards a good cause, which could be used for a rainy day. Deciding on the percentage you want to save is very important. The next point is visualizing your goals. So what does this mean? For individuals, I believe that every year we have our 2020 goals, 2019 goals, January, New Year, New Me. We're trying to create something of our, lives and create meanings for ourselves. So this visualizing your goals is more or less just telling you, okay, I'm entering a new year in 2020. What is it that I need to do? What is it that I need to, make amends with? What do I want as my personal goals? Do I want to travel more? Do I want to buy a new car? Do I want to move to a new house? Do I want to start saving for my family, for my kids? These are goals that most individuals have and want to achieve. Now, visualizing these goals, you can more or less write down your goals in your pen, your jotter, anything. Or most women I know out there have a mood board or a vision board where they highlight in different areas of what it is that they want for the entire year or the entire month or the entire half year. But yeah, they visualize and say, I must achieve this by the end of the year. Okay, for example, I started a YouTube channel and I'm saying, by December 2020, I should have over 5,000 subscribers. But yeah, these are my goals that I'm letting you know. But as individuals, you also have to visualize the goals that you want to make financially. Very important, guys. The next point is cutting out the unnecessary. What does this mean? I have a problem with impulse buying. I don't know how to look away when I see something that I like. I'm like, give me, immediately. And I've had this problem since I've started working. So what I do is I try my very best to either put my money in an account that doesn't have a card or I don't take money out that day. I know it sounds bizarre, people saying you don't take money out. I'm one of the worst people that you can ever ask for money, like cash. I don't have cash on me, ever. It's not because I don't see it as a security risk, but it stops me from impulse buying. Those Nigerian banks now, we have mobile banking that is not helping us at all. For impulse buyers, we don't know how to control ourselves. But yeah, I'm learning. It's very important as individuals to cut out our unnecessary spending. If you know you don't need to absolutely buy something, don't do it. Cut out the unnecessary and you should be a-okay. Another point is letting your friends know that you are saving. This is also very important. Some people might not want to let other people know their financial situation, which is perfectly fine, because I know as Nigerians we are very superstitious. I mean, some people don't even like you knowing when they're traveling out or traveling in, which is fine. But letting your friends know that you are in a situation where you're saving not only makes you accountable to them, but it also lets them understand that you're not gonna be spending money impulsively, going to the movies all the time or eating out all the time, or just, having a crazy time with them. They would understand your situation and more or less want the best for you and push you forward. The next point is have no spending days. As much as possible, have one day in the entire week where you are not spending at all. It doesn't sound crazy. Trust me, there are people out there doing it. What this means is, like, let's say for example, on the weekends you've bought everything you need for the entire week, groceries, you filled your cart, you've gotten new clothes, done your hair. Okay, for example, on Monday, you go to the office, you're not spending money on food, you're not buying fuel, you're not doing anything, that should involve you spending money. That is a day of no spending. This would aid you further into having more no spending days and help you, save more money. Like emphasis on the fact that this is helping you budget wisely. So guys, have no spending days. Now, I learned this particular point from someone I watch on YouTube. Her name is Michelle Reed, and she made mention of having an emergency fund. I'm very sure for her it more or less tailors to people abroad, which would, relatively give them good means to save for an emergency fund. But we are Nigerian people, so I don't particularly know if most people, let's say like 70% of people, have an emergency fund, because things spring up from nowhere in Nigeria. It could be on your own. Next thing you know, last man has held your car and you're paying like 30-40K to bail your car out, or something could happen and someone hits your car, and just things come up out of the blue, and it's hard having an emergency fund here in Nigeria. But if you know that your fixed income can help you have an emergency fund, I would advise that you do have one for the rainy days, because you don't know when you need to have that slight bit of cash stashed away for a rainy day. Now, the next point is having cheap meals. I know a couple of people that are into workouts or into fitness. They do a lot of meal prepping. I've watched a couple of them do it. Sometimes I'm like, yeah, this could be me, but I really don't like, eating, frozen food. I like my food being all fresh and, nice for the beginning of the week, or, just being, fresh. So I don't know if this works for everyone, but try as much as possible to cook at home. Reduce your takeouts. Takeouts, I learned from experience, eats a lot of money. So try as much as possible to reduce the amount of money you're spending on takeouts and eat at home, okay? Eat at home. It's healthier because you know where the food has been, and as well as saving you a lot of money. Now, my last and final point is diversifying your income. As much as we want to make a budget template, we also need to know that, we're not particularly depending on our fixed budget, especially in this Nigeria economy. We need to make some small money here and there. But yeah, diversifying your income, this is also where the side hustle segments that I've been mentioning comes in. You need to make extra cash, so you're not just depending on your salary. You're making money left, right, and center, and it's all accumulating into your fixed or your monthly income, which now helps you save more. I don't know if you're getting the gist, but yeah, it helps you save more. and it also, you know, helps you boost further for, like I said, the emergency fund and whatever, you know, goals you're trying to achieve. So diversifying your income, very, very solid point. So thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it as much as I loved explaining it. Please subscribe and, you know, keep watching. Bye.